Family is supposed to be a source of love and support. That's what I used to believe. But sometimes, the people closest to you can be the ones who hurt you the most. 3 years ago, my sister Pam destroyed my wedding day. She turned my own family against me, made sure they didn't show up, and spread rumors about me that ruined relationships forever. I cut her and my parents off completely after that. I thought I had left them in the past. Until now. I'm 27. Years old, happily married, and expecting my first child. My husband and I shared our pregnancy announcement online, excited to start this new chapter. That's how Pam and my parents found out. After 3 years of silence, they suddenly wanted to make amends, but not because they missed me, not because they regretted what they did. No, they wanted me to let Pam share my baby. Pam, who had failed multiple IVF attempts, still refused surrogacy or adoption, and now that I was pregnant, my parents thought I should let her be a second mother to my child. I thought it was a joke. It wasn't. I told them no. I told them it was absurd. And in the heat of the moment, I said something cruel, that maybe Pam couldn't have children because she wasn't meant to be a mother. Now, the entire family is against me again, demanding I apologize. But after everything Pam has done to me, I can't find it in my heart to feel guilty. Pam and I had never been close growing up. She was always the golden child, the one my parents doted on. If she wanted something, they made sure she got it. I learned early on that my feelings came second to hers. Still, I never thought she would go so far as to sabotage my wedding. Pam had been married for 2 years, but her relationship was crumbling. She desperately wanted children, but her husband had always been clear. He didn't want any. She married him anyway, hoping he'd change his mind. When he didn't, their marriage started to fall apart. Around that time, my husband and I got engaged. We had been together for years, financially stable, and more than ready. We started planning the wedding, putting down deposits, choosing venues, and sending out invitations. That's when my parents called me. They told me to postpone my wedding indefinitely. Why? Because Pam was getting divorced. And if I got married while she was dealing with a breakup, it would hurt her feelings. They insisted I should wait until she had the chance to be a mother first. I refused. I wasn't going to put my life on hold for Pam. That's when she decided to take things further. Pam started calling family members, telling them I was being selfish. When that wasn't enough, she began lying, saying I had convinced her husband to divorce her because I was jealous, that I had manipulated him into staying child-free, that I was trying to ruin her life. The lies spread. One by one, relatives declined my wedding invitation. I didn't even get an explanation from most of them. By the time the big day arrived, only a handful of my family members showed up. The rest were my husband's friends, his relatives, and our co-workers. I was devastated, but my husband and in-laws were amazing. They made sure my wedding was still filled with love and laughter. By the end of the night, I told myself I wouldn't let Pam ruin my happiness. Still, I never forgave her, and I never spoke to her or my parents again. After the wedding, I cut ties completely. My parents had chosen Pam over me, and I accepted that. I built a new family with my husband's side. Meanwhile, Pam struggled to conceive. She went through multiple IVF cycles with donor sperm, but nothing worked. And still, she refused adoption or surrogacy. She wanted a child that was biologically hers. When my husband and I announced our pregnancy online, that's when the phone calls started again. My parents and Pam reached out, suddenly acting like we were a happy family again. They wanted to rebuild our relationship. They said Pam had been struggling and would love to be involved in my child's life. Then they dropped the bombshell. They wanted Pam to have a maternal role in my child's life. 2 mothers, they said, would be better than 1. They thought, it would be good for everyone. I was furious. I told them no. I told them it was ridiculous. And I told them the truth. If they wanted to reconnect, it should have been because they loved me, not because they wanted to give Pam a replacement baby. They got defensive, saying I was overreacting, that Pam was just offering to help. Told them I already had support. My husband, my in-laws. I didn't need Pam. If they found it so easy to abandon me before, they could do it again. Then I snapped. I told them maybe Pam couldn't have children because she wasn't meant to be a mother. That's when the real drama started. The entire family turned against me, calling me cruel, demanding an apology. But then something unexpected happened. A year after my wedding, I ran into Pam's ex-husband. He congratulated me on my marriage, apologized for not attending, and then we started talking. That's when I found out the real reason for their divorce. Pam had stopped taking birth control, without telling him. She had planned to get pregnant and force him into fatherhood. When he found out, he left her. All those years, she had lied to everyone, making it seem like he was the bad guy, and I was the one she blamed for her failed marriage. I had enough. I exposed everything on social media. My family went into chaos. People who once believed Pam started questioning her. My parents begged me to take the post down, saying they would only apologize if I did. I refused. Eventually, I took the post down. Not for them, but for myself. I didn't want my pregnancy overshadowed by their drama. I didn't want my child's first memories to be clouded by the toxicity of a family that never truly cared for me. But that doesn't mean I forgave them. I've come to realize that not everyone deserves a second chance, and some relationships are better left in the past. My parents and Pam had years to do right by me, and they chose not to. Now, they have to live with the consequences of their own actions. Some people believe that family is everything, but I've learned that family isn't just about blood. It's about love, respect, and the people who stand by you when it matters the most. And I already have that with my husband, my in-laws, and the little life growing inside me. One day, my child will ask about my side of the family, and I'll tell them the truth. Not out of bitterness, but as a lesson. I'll teach them that it's okay to walk away from people who hurt you, that love should never come with conditions, that family should be a source of strength, not a burden you carry out of obligation. As for Pam and my parents, I doubt they'll reach out again. Maybe they've finally realized that I meant what I said. I don't want them in my life. And if they do try to come back, it'll be too late, because I am done looking back. I am looking forward to my child, my husband, and the beautiful life we are building together. And that, to me, is the only family that truly matters. If you've ever dealt with toxic family members, just know you don't owe them anything. You have the right to protect your peace and happiness. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more real-life dramas. Until next time.